top 10 private B schools in India.
Our focus is on cutting-edge domain knowledge and benchmarking with world-class businesses.
Big Tech, excellence with values.
Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri 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 Saraswatyai Namaha.
Shri Abhishek Mishraji, Honorable Minister of State for Skill Development and Vocational Education. I would also like to thank him for his consent to preside over the inaugural essay, who is our guest of honor. It is indeed an honor to have you here, sir. I am delighted to welcome Professor H.M. Gupta ji, Professor Emeritus, Department of Electrical, IIT Delhi, who has been instrumental in area of research and development. We are certainly blessed with your presence, sir. Thank you very much for joining us today. I further extend my warm welcome to Dr. Ila Gora, Shri A.T. Kishore, Dr. Shweta Sinha, Dr. James Hibarse, and other eminent invited keynote speakers and for the different sessions. It is a pleasure to welcome the distinguished guests, directors, professors, media professionals, all the participants from India and abroad, faculty members and students. Dear all, the last international conference hosted by GL Bajaj was CAFE in the year 2012. And now, in 2014, this international conference met on. I am proud that within a short span of 3 years, GL Bajaj is organizing a second international conference. It will definitely make this conference a great learning experience for all of us. Thank you very much.
Ash, Dr. Rajiv Agarwal, distinguished personalities, my fellow professionals, it's my proud privilege to present the theme of this conference. I first like to say 3 attributes of some kind of eye learning is there. This creates a field of information, and therefore we need to filter the information and right kind of information. At certain stage, there is always synthesis of information, and there we start talking about the application parts. And thirdly, there is always a thing called technology revisit. We deploy technology.
So it's a great honor to meet some of you and talk with you. We hold over 1,200 conferences a year. So on average, on any given day, there's 3 going on somewhere in the world. We deal with membership all over the world from 160 countries. And IEEE, I'm part of the Standards Association that deals with technology and evangelizing the standards with regards to technology deployment, implementation, and development. Dr. Gupta talked about how technology will be used for remote monitoring to allow patient care and recovery on an ongoing basis using telemedicine, mobile health, sensors, and communication systems. It's an honor to hear how he envisions that, and it's folks like you and the IEEE together developing those technologies on a standards basis to allow those technologies to be implemented in the most cost-effective way. One of the things that we've actually recently done is signed an agreement with NIIT to bring software engineering book of knowledge to India and share that experience for you and as well as other technologists in the country to share that information. One of the other things that we're working on with skills development is actually looking at training for carrier grade wireless with the TCOE. And so we are looking to harmonize and work with your regional area as well as those around the world to implement and develop those technologies that Dr. Gupta talked about. So it's an honor and a privilege. And so IEEE is honored to work with folks like yourself, the future technologists, to develop those technologies and future deployments. Thank you.
This conference, the International Conference on Mobile Health, Mobile Imaging and Emerging Communication Systems, it is indeed a great privilege and an honor to be here today and to share the dais with Vice Chairman of GL Bajaj Institute, Mr. Pankaj Agarwal, Dr. Bill Ash from IEEE SA, Professor S.M. Gupta from IIT Delhi, Rajiv Agarwal Sahab, Director, and the lady of the ceremony who was very kind for this kind introduction that she gave me, one of the best I've ever had, ladies and gentlemen. Prominent academicians present here, faculty members of the Institute, delegates for this conference who come from all parts of the world and the country. My dear friend Vinod Yadav from Harvard, principals ITI, Ghaziabad and Noida, my dear friend Harvinder Sekhari who is accompanying me here today, lovely students, friends of the media. आप सभी को अभिषेक मिश्रा का सादर प्रणाम सादर। Ladies and gentlemen, today I think it's a great day for all of us, but more so for GL Bajaj as an institution. When I came here for the first time, and believe me, I have ahead of Expo Mart also, this was for my first time. I've never drove beyond Expo Mart. All my programs have been limited to Expo Mart. Came in, went back, came in, went back. Always had an intention to come in and see what these people are doing here. And the auditorium that you have, the building that you have, the infrastructure that you've created, the faculty bandwidth that I've seen, the director and the people that I've interacted with, let me say I'm really, really impressed. I'm very happy to do it. I'm very happy to do it. What it brings to the fore is somebody, somewhere, and he said, Pankaj said that they started in Mathura, so probably it was your dad. So somebody somewhere, his dad probably had a vision and probably had a dream. You see, vision is a word that comes afterward. People look back, reflect, and they say, oh, that guy was a visionary. Otherwise, before that, people have dreams. And so probably his dad and he himself had a dream to build an institution which will compete with the best that the country had to offer or fill in the gaps of what the difference was between the existing governmental institutions and the best premium institutions that the country had today. And that's the middle ploy, the middle play. I think that dream has come true for him, and I congratulate the entire team with him and GL Bajaj today. What I would like the students to remember of this is if you have a dream, and if you have a plan to support that dream, and if you have that passion, if you have that burning desire, people say desire is not good. I don't agree with that. I love desire. Desire is a great thing. Hunger is a great thing. You know, I don't know how many of you watched Wall Street, Michael Douglas. Yeah, very famous. Very famously, I think something that made the movie most famous was he said greed is good. And in the next part of that, he actually answered that, but we'll not go there. We'll just stick with the first part, where he said greed is good. And why greed is good? You know, your scriptures might tell you something else, your parents might tell you something else, your school might tell you something else, but let me tell you on this platform today, greed is very good. If it burns, you know, societies have great ideas about equality. Philosophers have written huge notions about equality, and I love the paeans that have been sung to equality, but at the same time, I disagree with them. Equality would give us mediocrity. We don't want equality. We want differentiation. We want people who work better, who work extra, who run the extra edge, who care for that 1 second extra. That's the guy who will win the Olympics 10-meter dash, not the guy who's an equal runner. If you can run as fast, if you can run as fast as Abhishek Mishra can, you will never win the Olympics. Believe me. So you don't want to run that. You want to run faster, you want to run better, you want to run stronger than that. So, boys and girls, I'm very happy to be here today. The conference theme, I think very beautifully put by Professor Gupta, reminded me of Eric van der Hoeven, a professor at Glasgow, who I had the good privilege of learning scenario planning from. He was also called the father of scenario planning in the global management context. So it reminded me of how scenarios get created, and Shell as a company and Eric van der Hoeven were the founders of the scenario planning as a tool of strategy and methodizing. And I was very happy to listen to what Professor Gupta was talking about. But one thing I would like to add to that equation before as a prefix, and I'd like to add a couple of suffixes. And that is what I today present as a platform, as a challenge to the great audience which is present in this platform here. That's an agenda. I would expand the agenda that has been set here today by the August platform today, by the people on the stage and the dais today. What I would like to set before that is, before that baby was born at 2:40, in the distant September night, October night in the Himalayas, what he should have got was proper prenatal care, was scanning and censoring before, so that we could have predicted that the baby was probably upside down or downside up, and it's going to be a problem pregnancy, and people were already sensitized to the fact. And there were Anganwadis who were working with the mother and who were taking care of the child, who were making sure that she was getting proper nutrition and the child was getting proper nutrition, and she was educated in the right means of pregnancy and the last days of pregnancy, so that she will have a comfortable birthing position. And when it comes to that birthing as a process, the center was equipped with an NICU so that they don't have to go all the way and find an NICU there itself. That's the suffix, that's a prefix that I would like to add to that equation, ladies and gentlemen. And I would also like to add a couple of suffixes to that equation, without which I would argue that we cannot achieve what the scenario that Professor Gupta was purporting actually. And that is, to my mind, and this is where my management and economics background kicks in, is what business models will make sure that we can achieve and implement this. Because it's beautiful to talk about these things, but as a young boys and girls, you are the guys who will be asked to achieve it. Professor Gupta will not, he will contribute his bit, I will contribute my bit. We'll all do our bit, the ITs of the world. Even there, you will find problems and issues with the last mile connectivity in the most developed economies as well today. Bringing that to the last mile, to the last home. You know, there's a center, if you've read the Election Commission report during this Lok Sabha elections, that came out that said there was